Klim Samgin, a man on the precipice of adulthood, grapples with a growing sense of unease. It is an emptiness within, a disconnect between his inner world and the bustling reality around him. He observes the world with a detached curiosity, unable to fully engage with its joys and sorrows. The vibrancy of life seems muffled, as if viewed through a thick pane of glass. He yearns for connection, for a sense of belonging, but finds himself adrift in a sea of faces, none offering the solace he desperately seeks. His own reflection in the mirror becomes a stranger, his eyes betraying a weariness beyond his years. This emotional detachment manifests as a sense of profound isolation. He moves through social gatherings like a ghost, unnoticed and unburdened by genuine interaction. Conversations wash over him, a cacophony of meaningless chatter. He longs to contribute, to share his thoughts and feelings, but the words remain trapped within, stifled by an overwhelming sense of inadequacy. The world around him continues to spin, oblivious to his internal turmoil, leaving him feeling increasingly invisible, insignificant. His isolation is further compounded by his inability to reconcile his own thoughts with the dominant ideologies of his time. Russia at the turn of the century is a nation on the brink of change, torn between tradition and revolution. The air crackles with fervent debates, passionate arguments about the future of their society. Yet Klim finds himself unable to fully embrace any particular ideology. He observes the heated exchanges with a mixture of curiosity and disdain, recognizing the flaws and contradictions inherent in each side's rhetoric. This intellectual detachment leaves him feeling like an outsider, unable to find his place amidst the fervent believers and passionate revolutionaries. He yearns for clarity, for a set of principles that can anchor him in the storm of change, but his search only leads to further disillusionment. The more he observes, the more he questions, and the further he drifts from the possibility of finding solace in shared ideals. He becomes a solitary figure, adrift in a sea of conflicting ideologies, his own voice lost in the cacophony of the age. Klim's intellectual journey is fraught with frustration and disappointment. He devours books, hoping to find answers to his existential questions within the pages of philosophy and literature. He engages in heated debates, dissecting arguments with a sharp mind, yet always stopping short of fully committing to any particular viewpoint. His intellect becomes both a blessing and a curse, allowing him to see through the facades of various ideologies, but also preventing him from finding comfort in any singular truth. The more he learns, the more aware he becomes of the limitations of human understanding. He sees the hypocrisy and self-interest that often lurk beneath even the most noble of ideals. The grand narratives of progress and revolution begin to crumble under the weight of their own contradictions, leaving him feeling disillusioned and lost. The world, once full of potential, now appears as a stage for endless power struggles and ideological conflicts, none of which resonate with his own yearning for authenticity and meaning. He grapples with the complexities of good and evil, right and wrong, only to find that the lines blur with every passing day. The heroes of his youth reveal themselves to be flawed and contradictory, their actions driven by a complex mix of selflessness and self-preservation. He witnesses acts of kindness intertwined with acts of cruelty, often stemming from the same individual. This realization shakes him to his core, leaving him questioning the very foundations of morality and the possibility of ever truly knowing the hearts of men. Klim's internal struggle is further exacerbated by the external pressures of his social circle. He is surrounded by ardent believers, each convinced of the righteousness of their cause. They urge him to choose a side, to pledge allegiance to their particular brand of truth. Yet he resists their pleas, unable to silence the voice of doubt that whispers relentlessly in his ear. Their unwavering certainty only serves to highlight his own sense of uncertainty, making him feel like an outsider looking in on a world where everyone else seems to have found their purpose.